step by step how to change your limiting beliefs. Changing your limiting beliefs is the most important thing you can do if you want to change your life or manifest anything. Even if you're able to manifest something without changing your limiting beliefs, if you do not change your beliefs about it, most likely you're not going to be able to hold that manifestation. That's why a lot of people, for example, win the lottery, but then they lose the money. You need to change your limiting beliefs because they are kind of like the filter through which you see the world. If you think, for example, that money is hard to make, that is what the world will reflect back at you. If you think people don't usually like you, that you're not likable, then most people will reflect that back at you because that's the way in which you're going to think, feel, and act and perform and show up in the world. So, both from a energetic perspective and from a cognitive behavioral perspective, your limiting beliefs are shaping your reality. So, how to change them? Step one is you have to identify the limiting belief. Okay, most of our limiting beliefs are unconscious, right? We may be very aware of the fact that we have a limiting belief about whatever money is hard to make, but then there's many limiting beliefs that are so embedded in our unconscious that we don't even know they exist. We just think that's how life is. I am a mindset and manifestation coach, and I always have to call my clients out on their limiting beliefs when I listen to their narrative. So that's why it's important to have coaches. But even if you don't have one, you can look at your reality and ask yourself, what do I need to believe is true in order for me to be experiencing this? For example, if every partner you relate with cheats on you, then most likely you have a limiting belief that is making you manifest that reality continuously. So you can ask yourself that question: what do I believe is true in order for me to be experiencing this so often? And then you realize, oh, I have a limiting belief that everyone will abandon me because my dad abandoned me, or because my dad abandoned my mom, and I learned that that's what love is, right? So identify your limiting belief. You cannot heal your limiting beliefs if you don't bring them to awareness. So either work with a coach or be constantly hyper aware of understanding what your limiting beliefs are and what filter you are seeing the world through. Okay. Second step, once you understood what your limiting beliefs are, you have to question their validity. You're going to ask yourself, is this belief true? Is it absolutely true? For example, I believe that money is hard to make, or that money causes problems, and that's what's blocking me from from manifesting more money. Okay, is it true? Look around. Is it true? Then you're going to see, no, it's not. How many people are making money without it being hard? How many people are making money through the comfort of their own home, passive income, selling digital products or whatever, right? Maybe your limiting belief is, oh, you have to have privilege in order to have money. Is it true? If you look around, you will see that there's countless of examples of people who were homeless and now they are millionaires, best-selling authors helping millions of people making millions of dollars. So is it true that you need to have privilege in order to make money? Is it absolutely true? No. Our limiting beliefs were usually created between 0 and 12 years old, according to the things that we saw and heard, maybe according to trauma, maybe if we were bullied, maybe if we grew up in a dysfunctional family, according to our family's money blueprints, for example, if the limiting beliefs about money. So usually, well, actually, I would say always, our limiting beliefs are not true. They are simply a story that we adopted and that we decided to tell ourselves, believe it's true. And because we repeated it and repeated it, if you think about it for years, for decades, you've been repeating this belief and therefore manifesting a reality that confirms it. You've been creating this self-fulfilling prophecy that confirms something that is not true, and you've been looking at reality that way and then experiencing that reality. Okay, so you identify the limiting belief, you question its validity, and once you realize it is not true, and if you can identify where it comes from, like maybe it's like, oh, I think money causes problems because mom and dad were always fighting for money. Maybe I think only bad people have money because that's what my mom used to say all the time, something like that, right? Once you identify it, you realize it's not true, you start practicing the new belief. And this is where most people fail. Most people identify their limiting belief, but then they just don't practice the change. Changing a limiting belief is like going to the gym. If you want to work a muscle, you have to go to the gym all the time and do it. If you go to the gym once and you're like, oh, this is the muscle I want to work on, you're not going to do much, right? Nothing is going to change. So, changing the limiting beliefs is a practice. Neurons that fire together wire together, and the neurons, the pathways that create that associate with that limiting belief have been firing together for decades. So you have to deconstruct that, unlearn it, and basically install the new belief. So how are you going to install the new belief? This is step number 3. You are going to create an affirmation that serves you, that contradicts that limiting belief. So if you identify that your limiting belief is, for example, um, I will never be rich, money is always scarce, like your limiting belief has to do with lack and with scarcity, you're going to create an affirmation that contradicts that. For example, money always flows to me, money loves me, I am abundant, money always comes back multiplied. So every time you're going to pay for something, you're going to say to yourself, I am abundant, this money is coming back to me multiplied. Money loves flowing, coming and going. That's what it is made for. It is made to come and go. Money is not made to be just accumulated, right? So you're going to create your own personalized short affirmation that works for you. If you realize that you are constantly anxious, thinking, I don't know how I'm going to pay my bills, go back and look at your bank statements, at all the bills that you already paid, and be like, money always shows up for me. I always find solutions. In my life, there's only solutions. I am always taken care of. If your limiting belief is about love and I am unlovable and people are always going to abandon me, create an affirmation that serves you, like, I am always chosen, I am the prize, I deserve to be loved, I am amazing, I love myself. Do a practice of breathing. Inhale, I love myself. Exhale, let go. Inhale, I love myself. That's how you, sorry, like, don't mind my manicure. um, that's how you rewire your brain. Changing your limiting beliefs is about rewiring your brain. It's about being hyper aware of your thoughts, monitoring what you're thinking, where you're coming from, what you're feeling, where that feeling comes from. What do I need to believe it's true for me to be feeling this way right now? Identify the root and then change it. And that change, that new belief, you just need to practice it. Think about it. You've been practicing your limiting beliefs for decades. So now you have to give attention and energy to the new belief to install it. That's how you install it. You install the new belief by using it, by finding evidence in your own life and around you of the fact that your limiting belief was not true in the first place, that you just chose to believe it was true and practice it, and therefore, like a self-fulfilling prophecy, make your life about it, but it doesn't have to be about it. Okay, so identify the limiting belief, question its validity, replace it for one that serves you, and start practicing your new belief. Some tools that are going to help you a lot with this are subliminal audios. You can check them out in my YouTube channel or in my page. Also meditations, which you can also check in my YouTube channel, breath work, and obviously one-on-one coaching. If you're looking for a coach, I'm a coach. You can book a one-on-one with me, but you can do this on your own too. So practice it, and I promise you, you can change them. You just need to be on it, okay? Like going to the gym. It's a practice, it's a commitment, but you can do it. I love you.